What is up, guys?
What is up, YouTube?
Welcome to the first episode of Car Talks, where me and my friend Devin would just sit in the car on our ride home from the gym, and we talk about shit.
We got about 20 minutes left.
Yeah, this is going to be our little bit of a sample thing. We have zero topics planned, just decided to start a podcast, and I think we'll be really good at it because we just randomly have conversations all the time.
Honestly, probably not even going to post this one, but maybe.
Depends on how it turns out.
Yeah.
So, Devin.
What's up?
Wow, how's your day?
Pretty good.
We're pretty good at this podcasting. We should definitely start out with
Yeah, for
topics.
sure. We need a topic. Alright, first topic. The sex store we're about to pass.
Okay, what about it?
We stopped there before, right?
Oh, yeah, we stopped at the sex store, and it was probably like 9 p.m., which is weird enough to stop at a sex store that early. I mean, it'd be weirder if it was like 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and you're just like, oh, I'm on my way home from work, just stop at the sex store. But
The lady in there was so chill.
the lady in there was really nice. She didn't give a shit that two teenagers were looking at sex toys
Just messing around with the bulls and stuff,
and touching
all the dildos that we could.
Every dildo we could.
Got a pretty dope pic of you, giving a thumbs up right in front of them.
Dude, you would not believe the size of the dildos they have in there.
Some of them are unnecessary. What are you ever going to use that for?
Depends on how far you get into your sex life. Because I'm nowhere near that.
But some of them are no joke, 2 or 3 times the circumference of my arm.
I mean, some people just like it kinky. Some people like a fist.
Isn't that you hear about guys who have desensitized themselves because all the porn they watch,
Yeah.
What about the girls who take things 5 to 8 times the size of a normal dick?
Yeah, how are they ever gonna have fun with a normal dick again?
They aren't. They can't even feel it.
Yeah, I mean, desensitizing to porn, the thing you're talking about. Guys just watch so much porn and jerk off all the time they can't get a stiffy or whatever, and then they look at a normal girl and
they can't get it out. They need that scenario.
Yeah, they look at a normal girl and she doesn't got big tits.
You're not my stepsister.
Yeah, you're not my stepsister. What are you doing? I guess it kind of definitely applies to the same thing where you're like, man, I just been taking 3-foot dildos all the time. Then
but I don't even know if it's the same thing because with women,
it shrinks down, doesn't it? Just vaginas shrink back down.
They do. Well, not only that, but when men do it, it's there it is. It's right there. Speak of the devil, we just passed it.
We just passed by the sex store.
When men are desensitized, it's a mind thing. They can't get aroused. The women might still get aroused by a dude, but they're so enlarged that they can't feel it. I'd
like to use the phrase hot dog down a hallway.
Hot dog down a hallway.
That applies to this. But I don't know. If you need a dildo that's 3 foot and twice the size of my arm to feel good, then how's my dick gonna do anything for you?
It's not. I gotta use my arm now, and that shouldn't fall on me.
It should not be.
I wonder if those girls have to tell guys before they bring them home. Say the girl goes clubbing or something and takes the dude home. Yeah, exactly.
Like a first date type thing. So
pull down her pants and you can actually see the hole in her vagina and the lips aren't touching, I want to know that before I get to the house.
She better sit me down beforehand and be like, listen, I got this thing. It's a little bit weird, okay? 3-foot dildo. That's all you have to know. I'm actually going on a date tomorrow. It's my first date in 2 years, so guys, wish me luck in the comments. If we're having comments.
And in you can do
comments on SoundCloud, right?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, yeah,
pornos, you usually see girls holding the dildo, but those 3-foot ones, I just picture them suction cupping it to their kitchen tile floor and just popping a squat.
Yeah, there's no way you're carrying that thing around or moving around. You gotta drill it into the wall or something. You have to put some screws in the wall.
There's no way. I feel like they have to sit on it. There's no way that a girl could back up into something that size. You got to be able to split your legs. You know what I mean?
You got to use gravity to pull you down there.
But I'm saying when you're standing up, your legs are together. Their thighs are definitely almost doing a split when they use that.
Like a full squat.
I guarantee it.
Opening them up.
Like squatting to pee, but with your legs in butterfly position.
You ever see people that take those anally? That's another level.
But
no, not personally. No, I was just telling you that. First date in 2 years. There's definitely no way I'm seeing it.
No.
I'm 19, by the way, so 2 years, 17. If I'm seeing like a girl stick a 3-foot dildo up her ass at 17, then we're done. I'm done with sex.
That would scar you. Can you imagine if it's your first time ever had... You hear stories about teenagers having sex with older women. It's a kid's first time ever having sex, and he just sees a large-mouthed vagina.
He just has, I'm just going to go for this MILF real quick. This is my first time, just bust it out of the way. But turns out she's like super, super kinky and just scars him for life.
He doesn't even feel anything, and he just thinks that's how sex feels now. Think about it. When kids draw a vagina, what do they draw? A hole, right?
Yeah.
The kid goes from seeing drawings of holes to seeing a giant hole, and he's going to think that vaginas are giant holes.
He's going to get with a normal girl his age and be like, what's wrong with your vagina? It's going to be a completely normal pubescent vagina. And, why doesn't it open up for me?
Yeah, what the hell?
That is definitely a scarring experience.
Doctor, how do you get the woman's vagina to open to accept the penis?
Yeah, how do you get the mouth to open? I want to see its teeth. I'm the dentist of vaginas now.
There was a movie called Teeth on Netflix about a girl with a vagina with teeth.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about that.
It was dumb.
Who thinks of that, though?
I don't know. It wasn't very good.
I can imagine if it's a movie about a vagina with teeth.
I watched it because I thought it might be funny, because obviously the idea itself was dumb.
It'd be cooler if it was funny.
It was slow.
But if it was,
the toothed vagina got like 3 dicks in the whole movie, and it was an hour and a half long.
I mean... Yeah.
And one of them was on accident.
And you just accidentally put your dick in a toothed vagina.
Well, he didn't. You can't see it. The teeth on the inside.
So it's like a mouth almost, just regular.
You know how sharks' teeth go in?
Yeah.
It's like that. You can put your dick in, but when you try to pull it out,
so it's like
pointed in.
It's like serrated type thing, like a knife.
Yeah. Have you seen the Saw movies?
Yeah.
It's kind of like one of the traps where the girl had to reach into a box to get a key, but when she reached up, it's metal triangles, so she can reach up fine, but once her hand is in there, the triangles are pressed against her wrist, so when she tries to pull it down, the triangles are coming in. Yeah. It's like that on your dick.
So it's kind of like a Chinese finger trap for your penis, just with teeth.
Yeah.
Imagine if vaginas were like Chinese finger traps. The farther you stick it in and then you try to pull it out, then the more it gets stuck.
You'd think they would have used, they would have mixed like Chinese finger trap technology with a pocket pussy to create that perfect suction.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be able to get your dick out. Maybe if it's sliding.
No, there's a cap on there's a hole going all the way through it, and on the end you put a cap. And the cap keeps the suction, and then when you're done, you just uncap it and it slides right off, because it's airflow now.
Well, that's how, what's the professional pocket pussy called?
Fleshlight.
Yeah, that's how fleshlights have it. That's why they're in, like, the container.
I've never seen an actual fleshlight.
Well, we saw them in the sex store, but they have, like, this thing on the end of it where you can change the suction on it by unscrewing and screwing on a cap. Did you know that?
No, I didn't. What about,
That's why they're better.
Have you seen I think I showed you the commercial for those, like, $10,000 sex dolls that talk and have emotions, and you can, like, you literally, when you order them, you tell the people what personality you want, what kind of hair you want.
Yeah, that's kind of weird, and I feel like you don't even need a commercial for that, because the people seeking out that kind of stuff are already going to know about it.
If you have $10,000, just buy a prostitute.
I mean, yeah, for $10,000 you can get a pretty good prostitute, but she's not going to stick around.
You can get a couple. You can get like 10 different prostitutes.
They're not customizable.
Oh, not 10. They're not. Alright, well...
How much are prostitutes?
You gotta figure we live in upstate New York, and we're not in a major city. They're probably mad cheap here. I figure...
Got diseases, too.
$180 for all the way.
Where'd you come
at the most.
Where'd you come up with that number?
Just a guesstimate.
$180 is kind of cheap, I think.
For all the way, guys only last a few minutes, especially if it's a prostitute. You're not trying to please her.
Yeah, because it's just for your personal gain.
Yeah, facts.
Why don't I know the prices of prostitutes?
You don't, I do. That was just a guess.
That's just complete rough guess, but like if you were a girl,
guesstimate.
How much would you charge for it?
Exactly. I think every girl is different. Well, obviously, that goes without saying, but...
Depends on how hot you are, how much you charge, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
And how clean you are.
And how clean you are.
If you got AIDS, knock off $100.
That's like when you buy like a box of spaghetti at Dollar General, but it's dented and open a little bit. You're like, dude,
can you take
you're gonna make me pay full price for this? Look at it.
Yeah, I mean, the expiration
Look
date
at
on
that
this
smoke.
one is pretty sick, actually.
It looks frozen.
It does. We should go take pictures there sometime. That is kind of cool.
We're just looking at an abandoned factory. The smoke coming out of the pipe looks frozen in the air because it's night.
Yeah, and
That does too. Holy.
that's pretty sick. That one doesn't even look like it's moving.
No. It looks like a iPhone Live wallpaper.
It just moves the tiniest bit and resets its position.
Like you can't even tell. Yeah.
You guys should also know that because we are driving and me and Devin both have ADHD pretty much, we're gonna just get distracted all the time from our conversation.
For sure.
And I don't even know what we're talking about anymore. Oh, prostitutes, yeah.
I don't even know how this is gonna sound, but if it sounds good, we should do a Friday night podcast, car talks, and then have a weekend podcast.
Yeah, we should start it like a more professional one, because the car talks one, I guess I can bring like the more professional equipment in, but right now we're just using an iPhone, just because this is a last minute idea and we wanted to start it up.
For sure.
Because this is not like a staged thing for the podcast. This is me and Devin's conversations go all the time. We literally just come up with a random thing to talk about and go like way too in depth. But
And I'd say into the rabbit hole, but that's what Rhett and Link do in their podcast. Shout out to Ear Biscuits, my favorite podcast.
We're already doing plugs on the first one. Shout out to our sponsors, Dollar Shave Club. Not sponsored by Dollar Shave Club.
Disclaimer, not sponsored.
Yeah.
What they do is they have an envelope with a question, and they start with that question, but it leads them down so many paths so that by the end of the hour, they're talking about something that has nothing to do with it.
I think that's how our conversations go, but without like the envelope thing. We just come up with a random thing in our brain and we go way deep.
For sure.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Good way to run a podcast though, because
Obviously,
really
we aren't getting letters anytime soon, but I'm sure we could have some of our friends like, hey, swipe up and give us ideas on Snapchat.
Yeah, little conversation topics or controversial things. Maybe.
For sure.
Oh, dude, I'd go all out in a controversial one.
Yeah.
Also, have you guys been listening to the Rod and Burgundy podcast?
What do you think about abortions?
Welcome to the first podcast. What do you think of abortions? We're going to go way deep. Welcome to the abortion podcast.
Well, on one hand, I like the idea of killing babies, but on the other, I don't want to give women a choice.
Yeah. It's a little bit off for me.
The Ron Burgundy uploaded a new episode yesterday.
Yeah, it sucks that I have a fucking Android and I can't
They
listen to
rank
it.
the top 10 women of all time.
God,
Our podcast is just talking about other people's podcasts now.
No, because that's why it got us into it, though, because I listen to a bunch of other podcasts, and so does Devin now.
Because all I do is make deliveries all the time. So just constant podcast after podcast all day long.
Also, we've been wanting to start a podcast since, like, high school when we were talking at lunch. Because the conversations we had at the lunch table were way worse than, like, me and yours, like, just in between us two, college talk.
For sure. Because we had Darius involved in there in 8th grade.
Yeah, we had other people there, too, which were really, really fucked up people.
Sometimes they would throw into it, but a lot of times it was just like they were an audience.
Yeah, I had good times in 8th grade.
Like Alyssa and Nate were an audience to our podcast.
They never talked.
They never talked. They just listened to us talk.
It was literally me and you making fun of them or talking about something else, and they would just laugh.
I didn't mind.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of our own personal time then.
Yeah, for sure. Lunch Bunch.
Lunch Bunch. Shout out to Jess, Lunch Bunch.
Shout out.
Me and Devin.
Shout out to our high school counselor. Just let us skip lunch and hang out.
Yeah, me and Devin were not the coolest kids in school, so it was just me and him sitting together all the time, but we ended up going to this drug counselor. Not for drugs or anything, because she couldn't do anything. She's not a very good counselor.
She's not my boss.
You're not my boss, but we always just hung out in there, and she had like candy and shit for us, and we would just sit and talk with her.
Dude, we would make her buy Reese's peanut butter cups.
Yeah,
and
we ate them all.
She would buy them on weekends, and we'd devour them on Monday or Tuesday.
And she'd get pissed and be like, "Well, you gotta buy more." Me and Devin would also come up with random like fake situations that would just say, like make her say, "What the fuck? Like, what's wrong with you?" We just come up with like the fakest situation. Oh, I almost missed Devin's turn. Whoops. But yeah, that was fun when she would be like, "Okay, well, I think you should do this," and we'd go like more in depth with our fake stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Just
it was
create a whole background.
It was like improv class, but emotionally damaging our counselor.
She hasn't messaged me in a long time.
She messaged me I messaged her. Cause she, you remember she was at the basketball game the other day on her Snapchat?
Sure, yeah.
She posted something front lines, and then in her next snap, she was on the game. She was watching the game from halfway out of the audience. She definitely just went right up to the front line, took a picture, said front lines, and then went and sat in her actual section halfway out the bleacher.
There's way too many people that fake Snapchats like that.
For sure.
It's kind of annoying, actually.
You can never tell.
Alright, guys. Well, I'm pulling up to Devin's house here. This is just a short little
podcast.
Just a little experiment here and see how we like to do this and if you guys respond.
I might put it up just for the...
might put it up.
I need to figure out how to put it up.
Yeah, if you're hearing this, obviously...
If you're hearing this on SoundCloud, swipe up and tell me how to post it.
yeah, guys, can you help me out here how to post this on SoundCloud? But I think we might do more depending on how this turns out and how it sounds and how the conversations was. But I guess this gives you kind of an idea of how the rest of them are going to go and how me and Devin's ADHD plays in with this. And we just went to random places. But next time we'll come up with topics, I guess. This was enjoyable.
Alrighty.
See you guys. Thanks for listening to the first Card Podcast. You can follow me on Instagram at Alec_man_. That's man with 2 N's. Where they can find you, Devin. I stole that from the Basement Yard Podcast.
At the DG403.
And thanks for listening, you guys. 16 minutes.
Deuces.